For the most part, there's not really many reasons for me to not. Let me just check my microphone levels. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, yes, I'm here. Was there ever any doubt? Yeah, there were a lot of doubts actually, so this is perfectly fair. So yeah, all the doubts, go ahead and have those doubts. It's not easy, there's no doubt about that. It's not easy, there's no doubt about that. Ozzy! Bella! Okay, anyway, okay, let's see. Never thought I'd see the day you'd say that. Never thought I could claim you'd proclaim that. Never thought I'd see the moment. Sorry, just give me a moment. Hi, Ryder. Yes, go ahead, the squad. Pour the information pouring on in. I'm gonna turn on some music, cause I'm probably gonna step away for a second or two. It's not easy, there's no doubt. It's not easy, there's no doubt about that. Go ahead, shed a tear. Ha ha! Go ahead, shed a tear. Go ahead, shed a tear, never fear that. Go ahead and take a moment. I know how to make the moment. Never thought I'd see the day. Okay, let's see. Where did I put that? That's the trick. Is it in here? Lyrics. Okay. Where's the letter U in this thing, I swear? Where is the U? There it is. Hello, honey.
Hi. Are we live right now?
Yeah, we are. We are indeed live.
Are you sure we are?
Yes. Go ahead, read the chat. The chat, Squad says, hi, DF. Scribe says, it's DF, and the writer is laughing. He's not laughing at you, he's laughing at me.
Okay, good. All right.
We can see DF. Bella says, hiya. Team Miraculous Ladybug Cosplay says, hello. I need to save these lyrics, but I don't know what the title of the song is, so I'm just gonna call it You Gotta Dance.
Okay. I'm reading the chat right now, and all I can think is, done properly, Wish could have been a very good movie. Done properly. In Edna Mode's voice.
In the what voice?
In Edna Mode's voice.
Oh, yeah.
Like in Incredibles 2, it's like, done properly. Parenting can be very rewarding. Done properly. It's definitely not the worst Disney movie that we're doing right now.
No, we definitely have a lot of things to say about it. If our conversation last week was an indication, really was just a conversation between us at that point, wasn't it?
Honestly, the songs are in my head right now, and that's not just because I've been listening to them in the car before I got here, but the tunes actually get in your head. Eventually.
I mean, in terms of me doing a rewrite, I finally got down to Welcome to Rosas.
That does need a rewrite.
It's I mean, I'm gonna say it when we get into it, but it should be propaganda the song. It really should be. It's like they were halfway there, but they just feel like they kind of dropped the ball a little bit.
Yeah, when we get there, I feel like there's one verse while the rhyming scheme doesn't work. Like, that is information that we do need to hear in the opening song. But,
well, as long as it's information that we didn't get in the storybook opening.
Yes, but there's one point that wasn't mentioned in the storybook opening. Although maybe they should have. And then save us a couple of verses.
Probably. Okay, let me see.
Yeah. Blue Heart Tattoo saying At All Costs is actually my favorite among all of them. By itself, it's a good song. Whether it works in the scene it does is very questionable. My favorite song I'll get to when we get there.
Yes. And for the two of us, it's just gonna feel like we're repeating like some of the stuff we said last week, just for us personally. But for me, it's like, well, now you guys are actually gonna hear it, so it's not gonna be.
The useful thing about that is that I've actually noticed some things watching it again through, and even listening to the songs again. Like, okay, things I didn't notice before that I can mention.
Yeah.
Like just other little nods to other Disney movies that I didn't notice before.
Yeah. Right. So anyway, I gotta grab some pants. I don't have any pants.
Yeah. What the hell are you doing, dude? This is on live. This is on YouTube.
Well, I mean, I'm not wearing nothing. I just don't have pants on.
You just stood up. What the hell were you wearing?
Underwear.
Oh my.
But don't worry, nobody can see it. It's camo.
Dude, this is not that kind of website.
Don't worry, they couldn't see me because it's camouflage.
Oh boy.
Right, anyway, let's grab my hat. I don't think I need to put the headband on because I actually got a haircut. So my hair is shorter now. I'm gonna put the door stopper on. Shit. I ran into the wall.
Yeah, I know. I love him. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with him.
You can't take me anywhere, truly.
But like, I can't take you anywhere, and apparently have your pants. Please don't turn into Timmy Turner's dad. Like, my pants. Oh, you left home without those, honey. Right. Please don't turn into that guy.
What do you mean?
That guy makes me lose brain cells. Don't make me lose brain cells.
Oh, yeah, the Lego movie. Okay, yeah, I just picked up on that. Okay, because I was
Lego movie. No, I was talking about Timmy Turner's dad.
Oh.
There was a thing where he didn't left home without his pants.
Well, it shows what I know.
Yes, yes. Team Miraculous Ladybug cosplays us next time. Be prepared.
All right. Time to put my headphones on. Time to put my headphones on. Time to put my headphones on.
And
And
all
then
that,
get a
he
movie
didn't have his
frame.
headphones on.
Well, of course I'm not wearing my headphones. I'm not even wearing.
Oh boy. What? Yeah, maybe you should have gotten ready and then press the live button. Albeit late, but then you would have been ready.
Well, it looks like YouTube updated its interface. The end stream button actually is a little easier on the eyes. Instead of stark red, it's actually white. So that actually feels a lot better on the eyes, not gonna lie.
Yes, you're right, Miraculous. The beginning of the song reminds me of the opening of Encanto. Yeah, I feel like they were trying too hard to sound like the Encanto opening in that
On the
one.
topic of that, I actually have an idea for my Wish rewrite. But I guess I could share that at the end of the stream because I think it's because it's a bit different. It's like entirely different. It's a completely new song.
Yeah, oddly enough, my version of Wish would not have Starboy like a lot of people are going.
I'm waffling on that right now because I'm not sure what direction I want to take the Starman. I do like having a mute character, but maybe I don't know. Well,
No, because I'm in favor of another ship. That's less popular.
Oh, yeah, see, I was actually thinking of playing with that too, actually. But we'll get into that when we actually get started. Let me just go ahead and frame up the live stream. Let me go ahead and set up the movie, get the movie ready. Set up the movie, get the movie ready. All right. And 3, 2, 1. And a great big hey, howdy, hey to all my goofy goobers out there. I didn't really want to open with that. This movie's really not technically fully worth it, but, you know, welcome back to Animanic Commentaries with Kamikaze.
And DF. Hola, salam, shalom. I think that's the order they say it in.
Probably. Because tonight we're going to be watching Disney's latest animated feature. At the time of recording, the Moana 2 has yet to release. So we're going to be watching Wish.
Officially, we mean it this time.
We mean it this time. Truthfully and honestly. We swear this is the last time I make this mistake. Specifically with this movie. I can make many mistakes in the future. I'll keep on making those new mistakes. Wrong movie. Honey, if you want to talk about some precursors that we probably won't, necessarily get into during the runtime, go ahead while I get the movie ready.
Well, there are parts I like, and parts where I can admit, yeah, could have been better. I don't hate it. I'm not as scathing as some people are, so.
I'm definitely going to be a lot meaner to this movie than she is what she's saying.
All right, and you know what? Save your lyric rewrites to make an official video on that, because otherwise it's going to be taking up the whole movie.
Yeah, no. I'm just going to squeeze in one of them at the end of the villain song because I want to cover that.
Like,
because
no, I just read in the in the chat there. Noah Harris says, "Hi, your voice kind of reminds me of Prince Mothball."
Well, what do you expect? If I had like a fan, I'd just put a fan in front of myself, and then you totally know it's Prince Mothball. It's like, I'm Prince Mothball. What's your name? I mean, not that. I mean, just chocolate milk. All right.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I do not have Instagram.
And no, I don't want to save money on my currency. Okay, but anyway.
And if I did, look, the YouTube social media is toxic enough. I'm not going to another social media.
Alright, any hoodle, I think everyone should get set for synchronization. Start for synchronization of we're not gonna stall, we're not gonna stall. King Magnifico is gonna fall. King Magnifico gonna fall. Anyway. Are we ready to, the screen is blurry because you need to have a copy of the movie on hand. And you can follow the bouncing ball, as it were, because animated movies tend to have pretty good color palettes that you could just follow along with. If you've ever seen, like, those animated movie barcodes, like, you know, that thing that people did where they just squeeze every frame of a movie and just... So basically, a movie's color palette is so easy to follow that if you just follow the blurry image and sync up your movie with that, then you will be absolutely ready. So, as long as everybody has their copy ready, even if you don't, you can catch up. We're gonna go ahead and start in 3, 2, 1, go. And here we are, platinum logo again. Platinum logo.
Like it?
You can see it, right? Just got that. You got that covered? Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, good. Good. And here we... Honestly, I don't like the Tinkerbell thing moving in that direction. I like it when it moved the other way. That's kind of weird to me, personally.
Now we got the... look, you know, got all the little subtle things in there. We got like sort of like Tangled Lanterns, Pride Rock, and Matterhorn in there. Like it feels like it's in the middle, in the middle of a much more lush Disneyland, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, now I said it last time. The font here, it's exactly the same font of a Walt Disney feature production that was used in the opening credits of Snow White.
I mean, you say font, but it would be more.
It is the exact same font.
Calligraphy. They didn't actually make a font out of it. They did it by hand. Except for this. They probably made a font for this.
That's not the point.
Anyway.
Okay, and also the illustrations here are reminiscent of the storybook of Sleeping Beauty.
Definitely. Yeah. We have a bit of a Snow White Sleeping Beauty hybrid here.
If nothing else, it's fun to point out the Easter eggs in this.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you notice the zodiac sign surrounding him right in that picture there?
Yeah.
The reason we have the zodiac and all the stars stuff, well, one, we have a star here, but also in Snow White, you can barely see it, but the magic mirror had the same zodiac symbols on the frame.
On the frame. Oh, clever. Nice
yes.
Little foreshadowing.
So that's why I think they mention outer space a lot. I mean,
yeah,
it could have been better, but I think that's why they were inserting all the space and stars and all that.
Honestly, it's probably for the bestable. But yeah, I want to point out that in the storybook illustration, there was no castle tower. So that means there was no castle tower when he came here. So yeah, just want to point that out.
Okay, so the grandfather here is voiced by the same guy who's Callahan in Legally Blonde, and he's also in Titanic and the 1990s Disney version of Annie.
He's a great.
He's a very recognizable actor. If you saw his face, you know him.
He's a great voice in this too. Like, I like his performance in this.
Yeah, there is definitely a blend of races here, and
knock on wood. Knocking on his little wooden head.
Yeah, Asha herself. She is of Afro and Hebrew descent.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got that right. I think Saba is Hebrew for like grandfather or something.
That seems like a euphemism for something.
I do like how the backgrounds.
Backgrounds are
seem
nice.
Like they're painted.
Yeah.
They seem like they're painted.
I do think the characters are at odds because in some cases they don't fit, and in other cases they blend into the background way too much.
Yeah, like versus how it worked in, say, Into the Spider-Verse, where they had an artistic approach.
Yeah, they had a more.
And it felt like Yeah.
I mean, other people
And
who do this.
it felt like the characters belonged in the setting. Yeah.
Reality. Oh, I always hate that. Oh God. So,
Pencil reference.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's Lilo and Stitch. That's a reference to the little rocket ship ride that Lilo and Stitch were riding in. Which honestly,
Now, this is a very good beat, but
it is a good beat.
Unfocused. The song is unfocused.
Yeah, I feel like they're kind of shoving syllables in where they don't fit, and which is weird because this is an original song. You can make up the syllable count to fit the melody that you're writing. It's just why are you?
Yeah.
How is it this broken? It's just so weird.
Yeah, because the other songs we can compare this to with Belle and Beauty and the Beast, it was focused mostly on Belle and
it was about Belle,
consequently,
but it was being
consequently
sung.
The characters associated with Belle.
It was sung it was sung by the townsfolk primarily.
And then,
Belle gets the opening, Gaston gets a part.
Guys. Okay, and let me finish my thought. And the Encanto opening was focused on the family madrigal, but this feels a bit unfocused.
It's like, what are we doing? Yeah, she even says, "Ooh, and hey, did I mention?" It's like that's what happens when you don't even know what you're writing the song about.
Now, this is information we do need to know.
That's true. We didn't hear about what the wish ceremony entails.
This is information we need too. Yeah, and you won't even miss it. That is foreshadowing.
That is foreshadowing, yes. Also, why is the chorus the exact same lyrics when you could actually present us with more information by repeating it with different lyrics? Just kind of weird. It's just repetitive.
Yeah, like a very good beat, but the lyrics are kind of reaching.
They're stretching themselves very thin. And the thing is, that's interesting because they kind of pose it as propaganda, but why didn't she sing it in part of the song? Like, you'll forget without regret with no fuss. That's not actually the lyric I wrote, but like
I really do love Dahlia.
Dahlia can be fun. Dahlia can be fun.
Okay, so I pointed out last week, those mugs in the back have all their initials on there.
Did you figure out all of them?
Yeah. B, D, G, H, S, S, and D again.
So there's
reference to
to the Seven Dwarfs, but also their names: Safi, Safi, Simon, Bazima, Gobbo, Dahlia.
They'll say it. I know it. There's Hal for Happy.
Hal for Happy, and then.
Yeah. Speaking of Sleepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I first watched this with my mom, and I'm like,
Dario. Okay, the
Dahlia. Dario. Oh, Dario.
Dario.
Yeah.
The subtitles helped me out with that one there.
Yeah. But yeah, their names have the same initials, and their personalities are in reference, and also their color palettes match. Like even those that don't have hats, they got like the hair headbands.
Or like with Gobbo here, his head color is the same as Grumpy's.
Yeah. And ironically, Dopey is the tallest one.
Yep. Yeah.
And you know, when going over some of the songs, I noticed some other references they make to the Seven Dwarfs, which I'll point out later as they come.
That's yes.
He does have a good point, though.
Yeah.
I love how he is grumpy, but he's also kind of making points here.
He's making points, but he's also kind of one of those pessimist type kind of guys.
He's like the oppositional character we need to like counteract the positivity.
I do find it really weird. Okay, that was funny. Thank you, Safi. That was funny.
Really weird that.
But, like, they say that he's boring now and that he's still you, but it's like... I just find it bizarre that they don't give any inclination to what his personality is or was, like, ever.
Good point.
Yeah. Like, not at any point. They don't.
Yeah, I do like
later.
the friend setup. And I mean, it's nice for a Disney heroine to have a human friend group for once.
All right. Hello, Dylan. And hello, Autumn. Welcome to the stream. We got a lot of people here.
I remember last week I was shocked by that line. Like, wait, can we elaborate on that?
Can we unpack that?
So anyway, the ship I am more for is Asha and Dahlia.
Oh yeah,
I love their
definitely.
friendship, and
I saw the toys.
I don't know.
I saw
maybe
like
I'm just a little prejudiced.
I saw like a.
I
I saw like a package of both their dolls in like Costco, and it was like, huh, are they girlfriends? Nah, that's probably just wishful thinking.
maybe I just have a bigger preference for the queer ships.
Yeah, it would have. I think it would have been very cute. Again, just wishful thinking though.
And Scribe says, Queen Amaya, a wasted opportunity to have a villain couple. Well, I see the appeal in that. I like what they do with Amaya's character in here.
I'd do something similar to what they did here, but also different. But yeah, we'll get to that when we actually get closer to the finale, and when we actually get more to the point of what they did do with her character, which I don't think was bad. I don't think it was a bad angle. But I do also think people have a point that probably wasn't as interesting as having a villain power couple. Like, when was the last time we ever had that from Disney? And yes, Disney has done a villain power couple at some point. It wasn't in a movie, but they have done it at some point, I swear to God.
Well, Miraculous, I'm sorry you don't have a copy of the movie, but it's how we do it.
Because my Disney Plus logged me out. Ah, shoot. Well, you can always watch this live stream a second time and follow along again. Anyway, yeah, so not even entirely certain what she was doing there. But yeah.
Let's see,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Actually, are those the zodiac symbols around the book there, or I have to look at it again to count.
There
should be 12.
But
5, 6, 7.
They're flowers, and wasps. I don't.
I know. I meant in the spiral there.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll be able to get a better look at the book later. I do love the way they're framing him up here. He's very, very, he carries a nice regal air about him, and I think that is a pretty good way to start his introduction, if nothing else. By the way, I didn't mention
Miraculous is asking if we could do other streams after this.
Yeah, we'll be doing other stuff in the future, but yeah. But
yeah, I'm doing gameplays. Like I'm doing at least
anyway,
two
to
of
talk
them
about
this
the
week.
to talk about the thing in front of us. So something I didn't point out, but I can point out because the brooch on both sides of his cape, like the pins that are keeping them in place, is the symbol for roses, which is a reference to, which is directly looks like the roses in Alice in Wonderland. Like it's got the same kind of spiral, but like also square shaped dealy going on, which is really cool. I don't think.
Yeah, they talk about Asha's father in here, and
They probably don't.
And the thing is, we don't connect with her father as much as we did with, say, Tiana's father, whose death was really relevant to the whole plot. But we just hear about the dad here, and then he, like, after 20 minutes, he's not really significant anymore.
I mean, you want to put into perspective, like, the amount of charm that Tiana's father had in that scene in that movie was the same amount of charm that Jim Hawkins' mother had in the first, like, few minutes, like when she comes in and reads the rest of the story with him, and she lives to see the rest of the movie. So like, you don't even need to establish her that quickly, but they did, because you can. And like establishing, and this is the thing right here. So we're burying the lead. Like he's suffered, and as such, he makes the idea that he doesn't want anyone else to suffer again. I love that they're playing his acting here far more subtle, just to contrast him at later points, which is great.
Chris Pine really did do his best on this.
Yeah.
Like, if nothing else, the actor... Actually, I think all the actors really did do their best on this for what they were given.
I think Chris Pine probably definitely handled his character the most consistently. Like, when he's stoic and pretending to be kind, and when he's narcissist and evil, it's like, it feels overall pretty consistent, because Chris Pine plays it that way. Even if they didn't finish... Even in the process of like writing and directing, like they didn't keep it consistent, Chris did. Like Pine did a pretty good job.
Okay, and if you...
I feel like Asha...
Okay, you can't see it here, but I think on the ceiling they show the zodiac symbols too. Well, not now, but... No, maybe not this ceiling. It was another ceiling.
Yeah. Love that line. That's a really good line.
And then, you know, the potions in the background are very reminiscent of the potions in the witch's workshop in the first
the same kind of alchemy kind of setup that she had.
And there's Wendy.
Mm-hmm.
Reference to Peter Pan and Mary Poppins with Feed the Birds.
What is that wish exactly? That's kind of horrifying.
Maybe to have a family?
Which means he doesn't? Which is kind of sad. Now,
you know, I think I mentioned we never hear Asha's mother's wish, and I was hoping that it would be like she had wished for her children to be happy, and then it would have been like a twist that she actually did have her wish come true. Oh look, the zodiac symbols are even in his cape too.
Yeah. Now, something I want to point out here is that you see in these wishes the people who made these wishes. But when we don't, they're just blue balls. And I feel like it would have been a much better foreshadowing moment that when when Magnifico is making these wishes dance around him, like the wishes around him that you don't see the people in, they should have reflections of him doing the exact animations he's doing right there. Like this reflection, like he loves himself so much. He's so vain. You probably think the song is about you, don't you? But the point is that it would give across an idea. That, of course, being like a ship in a nebula kind of background, that's obviously Treasure Planet imagery right there. And obviously, that guy isn't conquering anything except in the name of Rosas. Like, I think somebody made a really bad claim. It's like, what if he wants to conquer? So it's like, he's climbing a mountain and he's claiming it in the name of Rosas. That's a flag of Rosas. Okay,
so we mentioned last week when we were watching this together that they're purpler when they're around Asha.
Yeah.
And also, the positioning of the wishes are different.
Yeah, so you'll notice
they were going all around Asha, and she's going down to their level, while he
has to bring them
up above.
He puts them up above, and he also has to bring them to him. Whereas Asha, the wishes are just drawn to her heart. And love this moment. This is a good moment, like when we get this top down and we see her breaking through the sea, and then the warm light at the heart of each wish warms up and turns them purple. It's just so pretty. It's very, very pretty.
Yeah.
It's like
and yes, okay.
Like they feel her heart.
Okay, I'll mention it, chat people. Yes, this was originally written as a love song between Asha and the star, who was going to be more anthropomorphic.
Right. And yeah, I love this contrast though. We probably did need a song here, but this probably wasn't it. It is interesting the way they contrast each other in this moment. And that's, God, look at how cute that is.
Yeah,
look at how cute that is.
He really was considering hiring her.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I had a theory, which I didn't mention to you before.
Yeah.
Of how this could link to other Disney movies. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's mentioned he's had other apprentices. And maybe some of those apprentices went off to become villains in other stories.
Perhaps.
Like Yzma could have ended up in.
Yeah, I love the
Mesoamerican
exaggerated
Peru.
mouth there in that. Like, you see the. I love the shapes of his facial expressions there. Like, especially since it feels like. This feels like Chris Pine, you know?
But
Yeah.
Pine has more range than people give him credit for.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, but
And this is.
what do you mean too vague? He's clearly playing music.
He's a
He
bard.
wants to write a song.
He's a minstrel. He's a storyteller. What do you want from him? Destroy Rosas, my ass.
He's 100 years old, for goodness sake. What's he gonna do?
What's he gonna do? Yeah, exactly. And this is the moment where. Yeah, this is the moment where it's like he's making.
God saying too vague, like our comments last week. Yes, they were too vague.
It's so interesting because Asha's making a great point. Like, you can't say that a wish is bad if a wish came from a terrible person's heart and they were too evil. Then yeah, more especially give that wish, just give it back to them. But it's like. Which you might have thought that she'd have known, but is like, I think maybe it's just that it's finally clicking for her what it means to forget without regret, because now she knows what the wishes are, and that is the moment. That was the moment. I feel like that,
I think it's more like this movie is seeing his descent into
you kind of wish
villainy.
Asha didn't point out the obvious solution this early in the movie. Well, no, see, that's kind of more to the point, though, which...
That he wouldn't even bother to listen.
Yeah. If they went on their own because Magnifico fears that they wouldn't need him anymore. Yeah, see, that's another thing. Like, why hold on to their wishes? It's collateral. It's kind of blackmail. It's like, if you left, you're not getting your wish back. So... Hi, Victoria. Also, this is an interesting way for him to handle it. Like, they have to hold their hands out with his...
And look at their expressions.
Yeah,
They're like,
he's
wait,
just kind of...
so what did I just
He's
give
just
up?
kind of like, what happened? And she kind of feels a bit more... I love the animation on him in this moment because I just love. He's just chewing it up right now. Real showmanship. He's really playing to the nosebleeds. But yeah, she's
He really did that
just,
on purpose,
yeah,
the asshole.
absolute jackass. And we saw her wish earlier, reference in the ball,
Sleeping
and
Beauty.
also with this right here, where reference to Sleeping Beauty directly with the dressmaking. It's like you got that little.
Oh, that's a little 2D animation there.
I think it might be the only 2D animation in the whole movie. Yeah, which is absolutely frustrating.
And that's something she very well could have done on her own, though.
Yeah, like it's so interesting because some people were like, why is she pointing out lame wishes like dancing on beat or having hair touch your feet? It's like I kind of want to lean into that, you know? I want to lean into that element. Like she notices something's up. She notices something is amiss, which that works. It works.
Okay, so this scene
It's a choice.
is very reminiscent of the dinner scene in Mulan.
Sitting on the floor and about to have a big conversation that ends in a little bit of an emotional blow up from both of them, which, you know, not great.
Yeah, because this is what they do in Middle Eastern culture too, and it's implied that she is of Israeli descent, at least on her dad's side.
At least, yeah. So, a lot of the art book, though, talks about her being Afro-Hispanic.
Well, I know the king is at least Hispanic, and by Hispanic I mean from Spain, people.
Yes, more so Antonio Banderas, and less Carlos Ramirez.
Isn't Antonio Banderas from Mexico, or?
No, he's Spanish. He's from Spain, yeah.
Hmm.
You can definitely hear it in his accent, particularly as well. Like, that's not a Mexican accent. That's definitely a Hispanic.
And you know, he's 100 years old, so it's harder for him to. It's harder for him to believe this.
Because he's set in his ways. It's just hard for him to. Not in a terrible way. He's just ignorant. Is all. And it's pretty upsetting. Andalusia, Spain. It's so interesting because he could be talking about something else entirely with this moment. He could be talking about something else when he said, "Are you trying to break my heart? How could you love her? What was wrong with the husband we picked for you?"
And I do think this song coming up is one of the stronger ones.
Yeah. It does have...
Because if they leaned on this... the lyrics in this song as a theme for the movie more.
Yeah, it probably would have held a little better.
Yeah, you were saying it wasn't as specific, but this part actually kind of is.
Yeah, but it's also still because when they tell me sit down, and the thing is, yes, they did say sit down in that scene, like her mom did. It's kind of in passing.
Like whenever people criticize Gen Z and...
But the thing is that whole sit down could easily, like you said, apply to Mulan's dinner scene. It's like someone did an animatic of this where they just took a bunch of clips. They did an AMV where they took clips from a bunch of Disney movies.
Okay. Me trying not to sing along. I actually did finish a Pony music video of this song.
Oh, nice.
Very recently. You can find it on my Patreon.
And this is the thing, it's like, someone did an AMV of this song, and it's like, with different Disney characters, and it's like, that actually is, like, it works, and that's kind of a problem, because it makes the song a little too nebulous, you know? It means the song can apply to Dumbo, it can apply to Pinocchio, it can apply to Mulan, like we were saying, but, like, that's a problem. It's like, when you say, I want to be where the people are, I want to see him dancing, that's only Ariel. I want much more than this provincial life, that's only Belle. It's like,
I needed room to... Yeah, like, if the whole movie had leaned more on the message of this song...
Or, I guess, as a comparison, because of the area she is next to the water, and with, like, the godlike imagery of Magnifico being set up there, I won't say I'm in love. That's very specific to Megaru's story. You know?
This is actually very good lyrical writing here. Not past diving in.
I mean, it's a nice rhythm, if nothing else.
No, past dipping my toes in. No, I'm not past diving in. And we'll nod back to that when we get to the reprise.
Yeah.
But I wish we'd had more, because that's the last we hear of the dad.
That's the last we see of the dad. And again, the way you always taught me to is pretty vague. She could have been talking about Magnifico for all we know. It's because, like, he taught us to believe in our dreams, but he was technically lying to us the whole time, so it's like... It's the focus on their motivation is... You, Blueheart, you are definitely correct, but the reason that the song is unfocused is because this was the song that was written first, and the movie was written around this song. So the movie was written around the vague idea of wishing. It's like, that's not a sound structure for a musical at all.
Yeah, and she is very good at singing this.
Oh yeah, no, Ariana DeBose is great. More for us than this. Honestly, I think we really needed a prolonged note there. You know, like, why did she just say this? It's like, that's such a weak way to end such a powerful song. It's like having her end the verses that way is great, but ending the song that way makes it feel too much like a pop song. This is supposed to be a musical number, damn it. This is a fun moment. Well, everyone's hearts are alight. Bum, bum, bum.
Filled with hope, yes.
But I love how the light is cool and blue when it gets to Magnifico. It's like, oh no. It's like, despite the light being very bright and pink, Magnifico was lit from behind.
You know what? They should have gone more to Magnifico's backstory. Like, maybe he had wished for something, and that led to the thieves invading his home and all that.
That would have been interesting, but I feel like the whole idea is like, if only I had known magic then, I feel like we could have leaned on that. But I'll get to that when we get to This Is the Thanks I Get. Which, yeah, that is an interesting question, Queenie. And here's the wishing well.
I'm wishing. And of course, that's when we first meet the star.
Yeah. I feel like they go back and forth.
Yes, mi rey is Spanish for my king.
Bella and Caleb. But there's the thing. They kind of flip flop with, like, it's like sometimes she's kind of silly and awkward, and sometimes she's more like classically romantic. And when I say romantic, I don't mean like in the love like romantical. I mean romantic as in romanticization, the idea of like very, you know, very big heart, and she feels it that way in everything she says and does, and it's very almost like very reserved the way she carries herself, but it's also in a very bright way. But here's the quirky side. They never really settled on her character, really.
Hello, cutie pie. I just noticed he's looking at like her drawings, like, ooh, your wishes are so cute.
Yeah.
Ooh. A pentagram? That was a terrible joke.
The thing is, they did eventually decide to simplify Star into this mute. And if you hear the music, very much Alice in Wonderland inspirations once again.
And subtle, very small Frozen reference.
Very little one. The thing is, they did eventually decide on Star being like a mute character, which I don't hate. I'll get to that later. But they also kind of tried to influence the Mickey Mouse onto him. And I feel like part of the problem is that if you wanted to make that Mickey Mouse connection clear, the thing is, best thing I could think of is like have him do Mickey Mouse type poses in his mischievousness, like in The Sorcerer's Apprentice, where he's like, but the thing is, Star is such a little round shape, he can't do the proper like poses because of his shape, and so it wouldn't really work. So yeah.
Thumper. Which you never answer!
No, they do not.
And there's our Sword in the Stones, squirrel.
Yep. Asha to Asha and dust to dust.
Yes, you're right. My least favorite song, too. No matter how many times I listen to this song, I'm like, I still don't get what the fuck they were trying to say.
And you're not clever. Eloquent is about speaking. You can't tell me that a dancer is eloquent. That is just the dumbest thing you've ever said. They think they're clever, but they're not. They're just being stupid and dumb and stupid and misinformed and stupid and dumb. It's just absolutely infuriating.
Honey, actually, Eloquent does not only refer to speaking or writing. It also refers to expressing.
I still feel like they were trying to be cute by changing a common turn of phrase, elegant dancers.
Clearly expressing or indicating something. It's not always has to do with speech.
That was probably the worst lyric in this whole song.
No, it's not. There are bad lyrics. That is not the worst.
Yeah, I also forgot. This is also the
unnecessary
Lion King reference.
What? How did you get that leap from the last lyric?
Just,
Yeah, Alan Tudyk is a great voice actor, but
this
character, the lines he was given,
no.
Like, what the hell?
Just none.
That makes no sense in this song now.
It doesn't make sense at all.
Yes, you are.
Well, he can't talk, so...
You are explaining this very, very poorly.
Hard and far is a much better rhyme than hard and question mark.
Yes, raises more questions.
This horrible, horrible song. You are not funny, you are not clever. If this song was better, I would have thought Watch Out World, Here I Are would have been great, would have been funny, but this song was not funny. Not funny. Your song is bad, you should feel bad.
Now I think what they were trying to do was to have something that connected to the finale song, the reprise later.
Oh yeah, no, this song is necessary, and we needed a song about this.
It could have been written later. It could have been written better.
It just needed to be better. We needed a song here. Yeah, Little John and Bambi, yeah.
Yes, Little John and Bambi, yeah.
They think they're clever.
What do you mean, obviously not? Because he just granted the wishes of those animals to talk.
I mean, assuming that was their wish, but I guess they didn't not want to talk.
No, because you saw Valentino kind of point at himself like, come on, make it happen. And then the next thing he says is, it didn't work.
Yeah. Wish you may and wish you might. I really think he's really just trying to make heads or tails of that drawing.
Okay. What? Yeah.
Just... Valentino could have just been completely different.
Now, what could have worked for the character was, the morality of it. That's like, well, technically this is wrong, but it's for the right reasons, right?
I was like, yeah,
that would have been a good thing to explore about a character.
That being a reference to something I'm trying to remember. I keep trying to remember. What is that a reference to? Throwing the book in the fire. It's a very specific reference.
Hunchback of Notre Dame? I don't know what you're talking about, actually.
I think I'm thinking of something completely different. It was when Brom Bones threw the pumpkin in the fireplace, which is weird.
Oh. I was thinking of Frollo throwing Esmeralda's scarf in the
could also be that, maybe that.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you got constellations on his ceiling too.
Yeah, it's got all the faces of a clock. There's 12.
And a dragon.
And a dragon.
How much
right in
you
the
want to bet Maleficent got her hands on this book at some point? Oh, there you go. There are the zodiac symbols. Like you said, I think that was Aries up there that I just
with
saw.
The goat, yeah. At least he listens to the queen.
Yeah, I do like what they do with her character. That, like, it would have been cool to see a villain couple, but also like
it's really
showing that like a supportive partner, and then just the horror of realizing that the one you love is going down this really deep and path they can't come back from.
It's so interesting. They could have led that like so early on. Like again, there's like they could have put reflections in the they could have put his reflection in the wishes during At All Cost. They could have had she could have like Asha could have described King Magnifico in the song. It's like, we have this king called Magnifico, handsome, benevolent, humble, and bold. It's like, you could have done that. Like, just foreshadow his vanity.
Yeah, you're right. And then the mirrors love my face kind of comes out of nowhere. Like, even just subtle things. Like, as he's talking to Asha, he could have been looking in the mirror like, yes, well, I'm looking for someone to help me out and blah, blah, blah.
Yes, like...
Why is that cute?
That's not funny. Because they're both wearing clothes. That's why.
Why does he have so much toilet humor?
Honestly, you got me. Yeah. It's interesting. Honestly.
And of course, Gabo takes it as Dario just being Dario.
Dario's being weird. I feel like
didn't you get jump scared by her last week?
Yeah, I think I might have got jump scared by her because I got caught off guard. It's like, the thing is that they could have done a lot better with all of these guys. They could have done very simple, like, one-dimensional characters, which is what you need when there's this many of them. That's what they did with the Seven Dwarfs. If you're gonna take influence from them, then just take what they are, you know?
I mean, with the exception of Dahlia, because she's awesome.
Yeah, we don't really need her to... Well, I'll get to that later.
I love...
This is the closest thing approaching giving them a nice, straightforward personality. Like, how he's allergic, but he still likes the fuzzy animals. It's so sad.
God, that line delivery is so cute.
It's like, I think that's the closest thing approaching giving one of these guys a single personality trait, and it's like, they do so little with it. Break the door down. Break it down. Are you kidding me? This is hand-carved mahogany.
I was also thinking, you come out or I'll break down the door.
Yeah, it was one of the two.
Oh, Gabo.
I think this moment both made people, like, exhausted with Disney, and then for me, I saw it in a TV spot, and it's like, you know what? Let's go back to classic Disney. Even the whole, like, breakdancing bit, it's like...
Didn't we burst out laughing last week?
I think we did, because it is still pretty good. They do a lot of classic cartoons and isms in here. It's like, it's really good.
I mean, if you're ever going to do a WTF moment, this was the time to do it.
Don't sneeze on... Actually, that might have been a reference to something Tinkerbell... Because, like, someone sneezed on Pixie Dust, didn't they?
I think so.
The flapping ears.
And the wiggly ears like Dopey.
Not the last time we see that.
Aww. Oh, that is sad.
Oh. Doll.
Aww.
She's very sweet.
Well, someone has to be wary of this.
And it's so interesting that Gabo gives...
It's... Starving all the chickens and the goats stuck.
And the thing is that those lines of dialogue might have come from a previous draft of the script where Star could have said something and said like, well, no, but I do have magic. Check this out. And then he makes the goat talk. But it's like, she says, this is a very big promise.
Yeah, that really is.
And when she, but you'd think, I think
Gabbo's just obsessed with knowing where that girl is.
They could have done something very different with her character. Again, I'll get to that one personality trait much later when we get to her hideout. Right. And, well...
You know, I could count on one hand how many times a Disney heroine has had a human female best friend.
And that time is...
3.
And... It's...
Well, Pocahontas, Tiana, and Asha.
Well, there you go.
And I'm not counting in spin-offs like with Rapunzel and Cassandra.
Right. Yeah, so you gotta have something from the base canon.
Of course, their friendship reminds me more of Pocahontas and her friend. Why do I always forget her name? Damn it!
I think everyone forgets her name. And...
Nakoma, thank you. I was gonna say Nahoma, but that didn't sound right.
So I love his animation here. Well, okay, maybe not here specifically. There's like, his poses are great, but I really love when they go in on his facial expressions, which we'll get on more of the close-ups. Oh boy. Tense. Uh-huh. Hello, Solar Jack and O Moon, yippee.
Okay, that does actually relate to a good thing. And look, it's Rod and Mickey!
Yeah, my name is Valentino, and you're watching Disney Channel. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yep. So, see what we can do. I heard a little bit of a voice crack in him. That was weird. We're watching Wish, so if you have a copy, follow along with the blurry image with your own copy at home. We're doing a commentary. So... It's interesting.
I do love Dahlia.
She's doing what she can, honestly. She's just what she can. What about hunchbacks? I love the facial expressions here. These are good facial expressions. Like, so good. I love that. Like, there's an in-between frame that I want to pause on there that has to be, like, really stretchy and really goofy because that animation seemed so smooth. Because, like, a lack of motion blur is sometimes making the animation choppy, so... And the replacement would be, like, you know, smears and multiples. Might have been the need for magic or something. I don't know. And as goes with Asha, so goes with Star. The light at the heart of the wishes makes them shine brighter.
Be strong.
Be strong.
So if they get their wishes when they're
swimming.
18, does that mean the wishes age with them? Or...
Well, obviously, because Saba's wish had old Saba in it.
I mean, maybe
I think
they
Star just-
also, they also could have immigrated to Rosas instead of...
Yeah, but he doesn't look younger. He looks as old as he is. It's like not even just a little.
Well, I mean, it's
younger.
still he still could have been 70 or something.
Anyway.
Because Rosas was established when Magnifico became king, and Magnifico is not 100, so he could have been old when he gave his wish. This is like that boss who thinks he's doing everything right, but then people keep asking for stuff like, we want time off, we want a raise, like, but I give you a 15-minute break every day. What more do you want from me? That's what he sounds like.
I feel like they could have done a lot better on that cape flip, honestly.
Yeah, she does make a good point.
Yeah.
Now, if you'd shown more mirrors at the beginning, maybe that would make sense.
I mean,
See, there's Zodiac. There's Zodiac up there. That was the feeling I was talking about.
There's a lot going on in this song. It could have been better.
You know, like I said, Chris Pine really does put his heart into the performance.
And one of the changes I'd make is that Magnifico shouldn't give little guy a cookie, because we should be showing how awful he is. If this is the song that's going to solidify it for the audience, then he shouldn't be kind at all in this song.
No. The point is that he was the one who caused that mess, and then he's like, okay, I fixed it. Here's a cookie.
Yeah, but honestly, he still shouldn't. Yeah, he caused the mess and then told them to fix it and then doesn't give them a cookie. Again, the point being that this would be so much better if he was...
It was bribery. It was used as bribery. Bribery versus generosity.
And the thing is, one of the changes I would make is that Anna sticks around to the very end of the song, in a way. At least long enough until the final line before the chorus repeats. And I'll be singing my version of that final line, because I want to make it clear that this is something I would do with the story that would make it fix.
Oh, you did 2 extra wishes. Yes, that's a high percent.
Yeah. I would have moved the questioning your king line to here, because now you're questioning your king. That's something you may regret. But, and yeah, no, she's already leaving. Like, again, like, she's already trying to leave. She doesn't make it yet, but I want her to stick around for those final lines so that she can hear
and very similar
what he's saying.
And very similar pages like the spellbook and Snow White.
Yeah. So here's what I would do, and this will alter Magnifico's backstory significantly here. There's a traitor here in our midst, insisting I stack the deck. Come out, where are you hiding? Quit biting, time to our tete-a-tete. My village burned at my own hand to stop an invading threat. I could do it again, but I'm not that upset. But this is the thanks I get! And I feel like that would help, like, portray, like, that is his backstory. It's like, thieves, like, ravaged my land. If only I knew magic then. But he says my village burned at my own hand, and he uses magic in the visuals, and it's like, wait, so he was lying about not knowing magic back then to cover his ass. So I guess she does stick around till the end of the song, but now she will just hear and will noticeably react to the fact that he was the one who caused his village to fall. But why? This makes no sense. You know?
Okay, and spiral staircase.
Spiral
Just
staircase.
like another spiral staircase.
A lot of good villains have the spiral staircase. I think Maleficent also had a spiral staircase.
Yes, but it's specifically
The evil queen,
queens.
because we're going down to the lair with more alchemy shit.
Yeah, I do.
Well, thank
I
you,
do like how
Blueheart.
they
I'm glad you like that.
Yeah.
But I have more. I have
Yeah.
like the whole song rewritten. So, but there was a song at this moment that actually they really needed. Ironic how Magnifico says Sabino would incite a rebellion when it was actually Asha. Yeah, that's a good point. And the thing is, Sabino was a part of a minor rebellion in some of the original drafts, and and the rebellion were people who didn't give their wishes to Magnifico. But anyway, beside that point, this is like, oh, you mean this wish? It's like, again, I feel like they didn't like pace this movie out. There was supposed to be a song here that Saba would sing. It was a very short song, a wish worth making, and they could have had it here. They already had it animated. They could have just put it in the movie. Just render it and put it in the movie. God.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
I do like how they tried to invert having a
Yeah.
song in major chords versus minor chords, which for the villain song, whereas the hero song ends up being in the minor chords. I like the contrast in the villain / hero song.
But she didn't sing it in a minor key.
Not that hero song.
Oh, the other one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The thing is, we do have a song like that in Disney film, though. It was Make a Man Out of You. It's very marchy.
Yeah.
It's very much a march. It's also in a minor key. It's very upbeat.
But I like how they try to invert the tropes a little bit. Like how Magnifico is the one in white and Asha is the one in purple. And purple's usually been reserved for the villainesses.
It also incidentally makes Asha feel more royal than Magnifico, which is really funny.
I mean, like Maleficent, Yzma, Ursula, they all had purple among their color palettes.
I mean, if I can think of a Disney princess who wore purple and was not evil, I can think of like Rapunzel. Rapunzel wasn't.
Yes, but she also had a bit more pink to hers.
Yeah, true. Purple and pink.
Oh, I'm frozen.
Oh no.
Okay, now I got it.
All right. And off they
That's
go.
okay. I mean, we watched this scene last week, so.
Yeah. And I feel like they could have just did a crossfade to have them. Yeah. Oh. Again, they could have done more with this. They could have just made it to the island, seen something secret that Magnifico kept hidden there that he never wanted anyone to see, and it's this that, like, we need to go back. And she leaves the boat behind for her family, but, like, takes, I don't know, like a dead tree as a log and floats it across.
Or Star could have made her fly. Star's done. Why not? Star's done those shit.
I guess, but if Star could make her fly, which he did do to the chicken.
Or since we established a talking animal, Star could have like gotten the help of a whale or something.
Oh yeah, like Monstro. We could just have.
Yes, the origin of Monstro.
Asha walk into his mouth, and then they go across the water.
Lord.
That would be fucked up and hilarious at the same time. Also Mediterranean, because Pinocchio takes place in Italy, so it'd actually really work. It would work so much. It would work so good. It would be very funny.
I remember I did laugh at that. I laughed at that last week. Oh, I cannot swim. That's a whole move.
Honestly, I think that's his funniest line, though. Do like the cobwebs in here.
The whole workshop.
The cobwebs
and this
here.
is around the time we stopped.
And there's the skull with the candle on its head right there.
Yeah.
The candle's burning like in a cool white, and that's kind of fucked up and horrifying. He's got a poison apple.
Yeah, isn't this where we stopped last week?
It was, yeah. Even the night will bow to me. What's interesting? And the thing is, I don't even think he needed to say such sadness, because the mother already said this feeling is grief. She already said it, so... And what's really great is that, or at least what's not so great, is that he did, like, mountain ash. I like that. But iron and copper, I feel like he needed to do something more like mummy dust and scream of fright. Like, something more whimsical.
Honey, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. What?
No, her saying...
Oh.
Saying, like, honey, are you okay?
Right.
It'd be like if I walked on and you, I don't know, I'm cooking meth in the basement.
It's exactly what it looks like.
Yes.
And this is interesting,
Yeah.
the way she chooses her words.
I really feel for Amaya here, because there have been people in this situation. Like, not the magic stuff, but...
The way she says,
their
we
relationships
built
turn
this kingdom
toxic.
together, which is like... Which, again, is literal.
No, I do not want to cosplay as Magnifico and Amaya. I don't like the implication of that.
We can always do beta version where they're both evil. we could be a villain.
Oh, and look at her cape. She's
Yep.
wearing it.
She's wearing the cape.
The cape
Yep.
that looks like Fairy Godmother's cape in Cinderella.
Yep.
Now, mind you guys, I do not believe they intended to show that she was indeed the Fairy Godmother from Cinderella, but
Just a fairy
could have
godmother.
been the first Fairy Godmother, and the one in Cinderella could have been her apprentice. Because there's so many Fairy Godmothers in the Disney that
so
there
many
could have
years
been a
wrong.
whole guild of them.
Yeah.
Ugh, now those hands look familiar.
Indeed.
Man, Chris Pine really had fun with this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, little Cinderella mouse.
And this is what I like. When they actually start thinking the same thing. Little mustache god. And the thing
Yeah,
is, like,
that is so cute.
I do like the idea that they have gotten to know each other better. And the thing is, I do feel it, you know?
He's Irish. And Cassie still haven't made the connection yet.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's just kind of weird. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you're a cute little mouse.
That's
I'll admit.
adorable.
Yeah. Well, who are you, Jacques or Gus Gus?
Well, considering how old the fairy godmother is, and that Asha, you were saying that she would be Asha's apprentice.
I'm joking.
Anyway.
And now it's green around the...
It also does not look like it was done hand-drawn. It looked like it was very much CGI'd. I also want to point out that I do not believe that this was his wish at all.
All their names.
Yeah. Yep. Honestly, the fact that they haven't already brought out Magnifico probably says to how poorly this movie did.
Why?
Just, I don't. Moving
Yeah,
on.
they did not write very good jokes for him.
No.
I relate to that girl.
Honestly, I feel like her character would have been a lot more interesting, adorable, and funnier if she was the character who was he was always there, but like she's not like constantly vanishing or anything like that.
How do they all manage to hide behind her?
But anyway, more to the point that and the thing is, but they but again, I feel like she'd be funnier if she was like the one who said the most like fucked up things you could say in a Disney movie. Like,
I do like
you don't
the
have
beat
to
of this
worry
song.
about disappointing your parents. You don't have to worry about if you fail. Even if you disappoint your parents forever and ever, they'll still love you. But you know.
And here we go, the minor chords. But it feels like they were trying to go off of "We Don't Talk About Bruno"
Again,
in terms of the beat.
Honestly, it feels more like "Make a Man Out of You." It's much more like kind of a march.
Yeah, but what was with the first verse is kind of like what? And that face right there. It's a mirror's face.
Foreshadowing. Feels more like the mob song. No, not the mob song. Again, I feel like it feels more like the "Make a Man Out of You" because this is a hero song. You don't want to associate it with those bad songs. Don't do that. Don't do that. They could probably break out Magnifico for Halloween season. Probably should too.
The only one that's
Get Up and Fed Up is pretty good.
Okay, and we're gonna see a reference to Hi Ho in a second.
Yep.
Right there. And I think it's the same order. And look, even Dario does the same double step as Dopey.
He's in the back, keeping up the rear, and Dahlia's in front, leading the charge.
They do sing this very well.
Yeah.
But what's the point of building all this?
Not really. I don't know.
And reference to Dopey playing the drums.
Yep. There's a lot better they could be doing with their time, lyrically and visually. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You could visually show us an actual plan, and you could sing it. And that's not a bad lyric.
Now this is probably the best moment of this song.
The shadow on the wall almost looked exactly like Magnifico, which was definitely horrifying. Jump scare and a half.
This is a chilling moment. That is a good moment there.
Now, if we're going with Queen of Maya like this, there is something that... I feel like they do have the right angle here, at least here. So when we get later, it's not quite right. Look at look at the pain on her face.
He's holding Valentino up like Simba.
Yeah. He just keeps that yarn just to dick around with it this whole time.
Yeah, the first time I saw Maya do that, like just open the door and there's a quiet, and then I've seen too many, boom.
And the thing is that that's the thing. They could have done a lot more with Hal. I think there were some guys commentating.
Peter.
Yeah,
Peter Pan.
Peter Pan. Yep.
ha 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 ha. Mary Poppins.
Can we just reference animated movies? Ursula, you are
Little
not.
Mermaid.
Off he goes. Shut up.
Thanks.
Now.
Somehow it wasn't until this part where I realized she looked like the fairy godmother's cloak.
Yeah, because it stands out a lot more as that.
Especially when he gives her that.
Bing.
When he gives her that.
You have to be very careful with it.
It's an apple.
It's no pumpkin.
I don't think it's pumpkin season.
No, probably not. Yeah.
Although I will say her mannerisms are kind of the same as the fairy godmother from Cinderella.
Yeah, but even the fairy godmother was just absent-minded, not an absolute goofball.
No, like the way she'd flick the wand, like, or where did I put that wand?
Oh, yeah, that, definitely. You can hear a bit of this wish in the score, which is nice. That's nice. That's always the best thing to do about these Disney movies. I don't know why you said that.
There we go. No, they didn't expect us to say something even remotely philosophical.
Yeah. Again, something they could have leaned on a personality trait from early on, but they don't.
Wait a minute, and he went on barrels during the... He went on barrels during the song. He climbed up there and they jumped off.
Yeah,
like,
again, they could have leaned
on that
They
one.
could have leaned in on the thing. The bear voiced by James Momoa Englehart. Nice.
Really? Real. Awkward.
Well, you wanted to lead him away, didn't you? Also something I'd cut from my version because the book would not be possessed. It's like, you don't need obsidian, or like they're trying to explain, like, wait, why can't they, why they're touching the book? Shouldn't it control them? It's like, guys, come on. Magnifico's just an asshole.
Yeah, because she put the oils on, and also she's reading it. She's not using any of the net magic.
Yeah, but I also think, like, again...
Okay. Yeah, that was kind of funny.
That was pretty amusing, yeah. But it also would have been a lot cuter if they just gave him the little kid voice they were planning on doing in the first place.
I mean, they're trying to be ironic, I suppose.
But it's not funny.
Hey, it's Maleficent.
Yeah, how about that? Again, I would remove the obsidian oil. They don't need obsidian oil. The book is a book, and a spade is a spade. Deer in the headlights.
Damn it, Bambi.
And here's Beauty and the Beast with the carriage that on all the legs. Kind of creepy. Anyway. I'm pretty sure it's still falling. Off they go. And off they go. And did they not
Hanging out there the
bother
whole time?
getting out of the boat? Oof. This is absolutely smart, like, that he didn't have the staff. Yeah, like, a wizard arrives precisely when he means to.
Thank you, John. Oh god, it is him.
Yeah. Honestly, I
Come on,
feel
I
like
want to see what they did to him. I want to see the floof him. Come on.
honestly, I feel like it would have been a lot better if they kept that twist, but then they revealed it to Asha sooner and made us dread for our heroes even more, because like we know Magnifico is there, but we don't know when he's coming after them. But then Simon is like, Simon, you don't have to do this. And then he turns into a dragon. Again, I feel like that would have been more fun, you know? But they can't have fun because they'd have to model a whole dragon and they won't do it. It's just a fucking ugh. So, yeah, this is our climactic battle. And
Yeah, what were we saying with Raya? That the build-up didn't match the climax. And here we got what is a good climax, but we didn't build up to it properly.
yeah. This climax is not terrible. I mean, some people have said, like, I think even people who have said positive things about this movie have said, like, he's defeated by people singing. It's like, yeah, that's kind of the point, though. Like, the whole point. I love Chris Pine in this. He is really eating it up. It's like
the power, the absolute power. Oh, there we go. He should have finished it. One of all.
Yeah, he should have finished it. And again, I like that he keeps repeating that, but I feel like he should have been, like, because he had to say that, he should have said that, it's like, I already told you, I decide what everyone deserves. It's like, I feel like he should have blown up way more at that moment, you know? Like, he said it very angry at the start, and then later he said, I told you, I decide. And then at this point, it's like his angriest, his most powerful. It's like just.
And here we have the vines, much like Maleficent's thorns.
In a way, yes. And they're not bad, honestly.
Again, going on my theory that maybe like Maleficent was Magnifico's apprentice.
I mean, for fuck's sake, maybe Amaya could have become a Maleficent, you know?
Ooh.
You know?
Ooh,
could have
yeah.
had something there.
I mean, she's got a green coloring. She could have very well started as anything.
Yeah, she could have started as anyone. The only thing we need to see is Amaya looking, just take her design as it is and make it look slightly more like Maleficent. Just giving her the proper cheekbones and shit.
This is the movie's best musical moment. And the inversion of the first time we've sung this song.
How the fuck can they hear her? I think that's my only problem with this.
I don't know. How do musicals work?
No. See, the thing is, like, you're either singing as in you're talking to people, like, the singing is dialogue, but it's really emotional, or the singing is just in your heart and you're not saying anything out loud. Okay, that might be the point where people hear her where she's getting a little louder.
I can't wait to do this PMV.
Like, she sounds more like she's shouting. Like, not shouting, but just powerfully singing. Like, I can hear it in her voice. And now he guides his direction.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be my favorite song to work with.
It's like he's trying to silence her as if it means something. And it's great, you know? And this would be the turning point. And look, the whole point of everyone being stars is that they have the wish in their heart, the dream that their heart makes.
We've had generations of expectations, wondering why and wondering. Man, damn, that's such a good line. We know it's do or die or sink or swim. These are such good lyrics.
Yeah, but the toes in and sink or swim is a much better payoff.
Yeah, you always taught. Yeah, we were confused. Yeah, now you always taught us to, and now we're using that against you.
Yeah. And again, now they're singing about Magnifico. Again, the lyric is so vague. I hate it. I hate it here.
What we do in this moment is defining. And the thing is, taking their wishes back.
And what's and would be even better is if he had been taking their wishes the whole time, there would have been like a million wishes pouring out of his heart. It's like boom, 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 and he'd be like, no.
And then he becomes a slave in the magic mirror.
And a little,
like that
and a little
right
flash
there.
for like one frame where the magic mirror's face appears.
But they showed it before, remember?
That's true, that's true. But this is the first time we've seen it in the literal magic related to him directly.
I remember.
It was
watching
related
it the first
indirectly
time,
during knowing what I know now, but in the visuals. But this is where we actually see it magically portrayed related to him.
Yeah, and like I remember seeing it, and as soon as it said "mirror, mirror" on the wall, I'm like, I told my mom, "Oh my God, is he gonna end up being the magic mirror?"
And he should. And you're right. He should have said, "Who is the handsomest king of them all?"
Because that's what Disney's all about, making your own wishes come true.
Yeah. And we look at the wish. Can we look at the wish? Can we see what the wish was? Can we see what the wish was? Can we just look at what the wish was?
Please.
And it's like,
what was it? What?
It is literally a personality defining moment for these characters, and they don't show it to us. Someone said someone in someone's review said you have a literal plot point in this movie that can literally show us what a person's wish is and give them a semblance of their personality, and you don't show hers. She's just like Hal. It's like they kind of stand on the sidelines. Hal and yeah.
Look, he's got bunny paw prints on him. What did they do to him?
That's kind of funny. I feel like it would have been better if Magnifico's magic could have given him even more power. All the powers of hell, even. Like, he should have turned into a dragon. If we're doing a lot of Maleficent references, have Simon turn into a dragon. God damn it, like...
Even just a wyvern. Doesn't have to have wings.
Yeah, it doesn't have to have wings. Just be a wyvern pretty much... Doesn't a wyvern exclusively have wings and no forelegs?
Oh my God. Is that line? Never trust a handsome face. That's why I hang out with you guys.
And this is kind of strange for me. There's a couple of things here. One is, why is Amaya not even slightly sad? I love that she turned that on him, but I feel like it would have been a lot better if she had been more saddened.
Yeah, that's true. But
Because the thing is, like,
but
you can't
now I'm thinking
turn your
maybe- and then
emotions
years
that
later,
easy.
Then years later, Evil Queen somehow stumbles upon the dungeon, finds a mirror in there, and then dun dun dun. Oh, hi, Peter.
And that's the other thing. Oof. Again, that's a little too on the nose. I feel like with all the references in the movies, that's a little too on the nose. And what he's just doing is just playing music. My God, he's not a danger to anyone. Good fucking Lord. Look,
Zootopia.
I don't like to pretend that every Disney movie takes place in the same world. Zootopia and Robin Hood, maybe. But 101 Dalmatians would be the same as this world. Or maybe not. No, the Princess world is a different world. Again, this is like, not every Disney movie takes place in the same universe. And it's so...
Except in Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, but didn't the people come from the books, though? Like, they magically came from the books? So that's an entirely different matter altogether.
He still hasn't watched it with me, guys, so forgive him.
What if they're all books?
Dario's not.
Wait, what do you mean, like, that they're all just written as books? That they're kept in the library of Rosas? I mean, that'd be an interesting angle, but...
And that was reminiscent of Cinderella's dress.
They didn't even change her dress! Again, what is this movie worth if they're not actually gonna fulfill and finish the reference? Why are you gonna go halfway? Bullshit. Bull fucking shit. Her dress should have changed completely. Yeah. I feel like they did kind of get to know each other, but it's so sidelined. It's so sidelined. You know, remember when I said earlier about how he couldn't cross his arms and make the wry face that Mickey makes in The Sorcerer's Apprentice and actually make it work as a reference to making him look more like Mickey Mouse? Apparently I lied. He could have knitted the little yarn ball into the Sorcerer Mickey's hat. Honestly. Like, I think this is the closest thing we get to associating him directly with Mickey Mouse. And again, it comes at the end of the movie. And they all lived happily ever after in one of Disney's weakest movies that they've released to date.
At least we can take this point
Because at the very least,
okay,
Chicken Little was nuts.
Snow
Chicken
White,
Little was
and
insane.
then Pinocchio, and then Fantasia.
Yeah, all right, we'll go ahead and go through the films. Dumbo. Up next is Bambi. Bambi.
Yeah, and then I believe they skipped some of the package films from the 1940s era. Well,
Not
they go
that
to
one.
Ichabod
They
and
do
Mr. Toad.
Ichabod and Mr. Toad, but they skip Saludos Amigos, Three Caballeros, Make My Music and Melody
Cinderella.
Time. Cinderella, we get to Cinderella. And we do Alice in Wonderland. I think
I like the way they faded
Hey,
into
honey,
the smile there.
this is where you came in. Then there's Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Then we have Lady and the Tramp.
And then Lady and the Tramp, yeah.
Then we have Sleeping
Maleficent.
Beauty.
That's Sleeping Beauty. Sorry.
Then we have 101
101
Dalmatians. Should we skip anything again? Nope, so far. Then we have Merlin from The Sword in the Stone. And this song is the song that Jungle Book, God Rest Walt Disney's Soul. This is A Dream Worth Dreaming. Yeah, this is the song. Aristocats. This is the song that Saba would have sung. And it's a very short song. They didn't...
And Robin Hood.
Robin Hood's up next. Next is Winnie the Pooh. Give me Winnie the Pooh. There he is. Up next
And I understand why they only used him once.
Up next is The Rescuers, and they skip The Rescuers. Go straight to Fox and the Hound. And they skip...
And then
they
The Great
skip
Mouse Detective.
Black Cauldron. What's the point? Oliver and Company.
And then Oliver and Company.
You skip the package movies. You skip Rescuers and Black Cauldron back to back, essentially.
And Little Mermaid.
Oh.
They skip Rescuers twice.
They don't skip. They skip. God damn you!
Beauty Beast.
Beauty and the Beast. What is the point if you're ignoring, there's Aladdin. If you're ignoring your movies, Disney, what is the point if you're ignoring your films? Then we have The Lion King. We have Pocahontas coming up, which they definitely won't skip. We got Pocahontas. What are the films, like, put into the lineup based on their financial success? There's not Hunchback of Notre Dame. Then up next is Hercules. Here's Hercules. Honey, you mean Heracles. Cause it's Rome.
And Mulan.
Anyway, Mulan. We have Mulan because it's Greek.
No, I get it. I get what you're
Then we
saying.
got Tarzan.
Tarzan.
And then we have Fantasia 2000. Again, if you're making the argument that they would skip the package films, aka the anthologies, they should have just skipped Fantasias. It's technically correct, I am.
And then Dinosaur.
The Dinosaur, we get Dinosaur.
Well, I think because the other ones didn't feel as featured.
That's not the point. The Emperor's New Groove.
I mean, what would you have picked from Melody Time or Make My Music?
Melody Time, you pick Pecos Bill, and for Melody Time, you pick The Whale. Then we got Atlantis. Of course.
Why do they skip the Rescuers, though? That makes no sense.
Makes zero sense.
It did have financial success.
Yeah, like...
It had financial success.
At least overseas. Then we got Lilo and Stitch.
It had financial success in the U.S. as well.
Maybe not as much as they would have liked. I don't know.
Honey, we went over this.
All right, anyway.
I told you the numbers.
Anyway, Treasure Planet.
I told you the numbers.
Anyway, up next we have Brother Bear with Coda.
Yep.
Coda.
Cutie pie.
Then we got a Bust-a-Moo with fucking Roseanne Barr as a cow. Whee!
I understand why they didn't do the sequels or Winnie the Pooh twice, but
Why not? What's the point of doing this if you... Okay, there's Chicken Little. What's the point of doing this if you don't cover everything? Okay.
Yeah,
and
no,
if they
but
should,
you
and
know,
if they
you know,
didn't
I
want to,
understand why-
and if they didn't want to cover sequels, then they shouldn't have covered Fantasia 2000. I am correct. We got Magical Sparkles for some ungodly reason. And then we skip Meet the Robinsons. What is the point of even being here? What's the point of even doing this?
I don't know why.
What is the point of even doing this? We go straight to Bolt. And then we got, what do we got? We got Princess and the Frog coming right up. We've got our Tiana, beautiful Tiana.
Tiana.
In her blue number from the beginning of the movie.
Okay, so which ones are skipped? I'm gonna count the numbers. No, okay.
Then we got Rapunzel, let down your hair so that we may climb the sparkly golden stair.
4, 5.
That hair really had to go on for a while.
6, 7.
Then we skip Winnie the Pooh, the sequel.
9.
We could have done something specific.
10 of them are skipped, I believe. Well,
We got Wreck-It Ralph.
if I count the sequels, 12.
Then we got Frozen coming up. Let it go, indeed. And then we got Big Hero 6.
Big Hero 6.
Sure.
Interesting choice of character.
Yeah, they literally could have gone with Baymax. Probably would have been smarter. Why did they go with him? It's confusing. Then we got up to Zootopia here. There's Zootopia. Zootopia's there.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they ran out of room in the credits.
Well, no, here's
Who
the
knows?
thing. You do Winnie the Pooh for the original Winnie the Pooh, and then when they get to it again, you do Tigger. Because then when you get to Wreck-It Ralph again, you put Vanellope up there, because you only put Ralph up there before. But next, we have, after Zootopia, we have Moana. Right? Moana.
Should, yeah.
Which, hello? Ah, there she is. Up next, they should have put Vanellope, honestly. Should have put Vanellope up for Wreck-It Ralph 2.
It says, because they wanted you to play, who's that character?
And then for Frozen 2, they could have just put Olaf, because again, they put Elsa in the first one. Then they put Raya. They put Raya instead. They skipped 2 movies in a row, which is even worse.
They already skipped like 4 movies in a row. 5?
Then we got Encanto, thank God. And last but not least, because I don't really need anything for this movie, technically, Strange World, where we have Splat. I would have done Jaeger Clade, honestly. That amoeba is not necessarily the most recognizable thing from the movie. And I'm sure everyone will point out to us, or at least Ryder would point out to us, that we totally missed the, in memory of a man who's been with Disney for many, many years, and I forgot his name. And this...
Freeze on me.
This moment. God. This right here is also why Saba should have had his song earlier.
Dun, dun, dun.
It was like Brian...
And, you know, the ironic thing about that? Disney originally hated that song. Walt himself originally hated that song.
Originally, and warmed up to it, I presume.
Yeah.
It's a good...
And it ended up... I don't know, remember if it won the Oscar for Best Song or was at least nominated. And of course now, it's the trademark song of Disney.
Which is why the logo begins and ends. Well, when you wish upon a star, that's right, I forgot you're not watching along. It is a very sweet moment. It's implying that he wrote the song, which, you know, I don't hate it.
Which would inspire people, generation for the next 100 years.
Yeah.
Or so.
And anyone in any review who had ever said that, like, the movie should have gone on the angle of, like, be careful what you wish for. It's like, okay, that's not how Disney movies work. Disney movies don't work like that. Wishes are a net positive, usually. Or at least a net chaotic that ultimately leads to a positive. Like, bringing a puppet to life and then leaving it to him to figure it all out. So... But to
it seemed like what they were going for this movie was, well, one, question authority, two, that don't rely on somebody else to make your wish come true. You can make your own wish come true.
Yeah.
But it kind of fell flat.
And also, actually, if you want to take the be careful what you wish for angle, this movie could still lean on that, but in the opposite direction, because if you're not careful, that wish could be locked away forever. Right? Like, there's so many things they could do with this, and I think one of the things that they could have...
Scott made a good point. It makes Once Upon a Studio more heartwarming because Asha is singing her grandfather's song in it.
That's a pretty pretty sweet implication, not gonna lie. But honestly, Once Upon a Studio, like, outclasses this a million times by at least having 2D animation in it. And not just having 2D animation in it, having 2D animation in it of Mickey and Minnie Mouse that is colored digitally, but looks as though it was done paint and celluloid. So honestly, oh shit. She'll be back in a moment, I'm sure. But nevertheless, shoot. Well. You can have a question, but probably gonna ignore it if I can help it. But feel free to ask your question. But here's the thing. On the whole, as it stands, if this movie wanted to be every Disney movie at once, they could. I don't know what the next one is, but you'll know when I post the thing. Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
I think this film could have been a proper culmination. Use CGI backgrounds that are styled to look like watercolors, and then actually do 2D characters on top of that. It's like, I don't understand what the problem is. I really don't. I don't understand why they didn't actually do right by the... Like, I feel like the movie being 2D, it's like... And the thing is, like, you could say, well, Disney didn't have the resources. They fired a lot of their animation, the 2D animation department in 2013, so they don't have the resources. Hire overseas talent. Aside the fact that a lot of other studios out there can and do create Disney-class animation for fucking
independent studios are doing it. Look at Fizzy Pop.
And
they're doing it with half the budget. They're doing the indie studios are doing really great 2D animation with half the budget Disney has.
Look at Titmouse. Look at Lackadaisy. Look at all these all these independent studios and projects, and outsource Disney. Because if you wanted to respect the legacy of animation, then you wouldn't say, sorry, we don't have the staff. You'd say, we're going to make this movie 2D animated no matter what. And that might be the biggest fuck you to this entire legacy that you decided to celebrate 100 years of because in 1923, Walt Disney started with the Alice comedies at Universal Studios. They could have let this movie wait until 2027 for Disney's actual Disney Studios 100 years with Steamboat Willie and Plane Crazy, the first animations from Disney Studio. But they cheated because nobody knows what the fuck the Alice Comedies is unless they went to art school. Nobody knows the shit that he did with Universal aside from Oswald. And it makes me mad that they couldn't just rest on their laurels and say this movie needs more time to be better. Okay, but
don't say you don't have the staff. Fucking find the staff. For like complaining about the labor shortage. Like, well, maybe you should go out and find the labor and offer better pay.
Yeah, labor shortage, Disney, you caused that. You fired people all the fucking time.
Don't forget the writer's strike that happened, was it last year?
Oh, and pray to God that the animator strike goes on strong this year because the animators deserve it. They need it. I don't care if it fucks up the animated release schedule because fuck Disney.
Hey, look, Walt Disney had the same problem in World War II. He made it work eventually.
Eventually. They had to cave to the unions, and by golly, Disney's just repeating history because they never fucking learned. Walt hated unions, and the Disney company is still following suit. It fucking sucks. I hate it here. But thank you all so much for indulging this these ramblings that we did for the past 62?
Encanto was 60, so yeah.
Yeah, for these past 62 movies. Again, I want to also point out that they released one movie this year, and then one movie in 2025, and then skipped a release in 2026. They not only could have had the Wish be the 100th year anniversary of Disney Studio, they could have also had it be the 65th movie. Like, they could have put it on a nice round number, but nope, I guess we can't have nice things. Well, thank you all so much, and if you're viewing this after the facts, thanks for watching. And until next time, remember to take care, stay safe, and be kind in all that you do. Good night, everybody.
Adios.
Ciao. And we will go offline in just